Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer's Blueprint podcast. I, yet again, am your host, Nathan Gibson, and here with me, I have our PPC and SEO specialist, John Collado. John, how's your day going?
Yes, I'm great, Nathan. Thanks for having me here. I'm pretty
It's a
excited.
pleasure. Yeah, I'm super excited to have John on today because we're going to be talking about none other than his expert field, PPC. We have a really exciting episode packed in for you today where John and I are going to discuss some PPC things, some wins we've gotten with the company through those means, and he's going to explain a little bit about his role. So first I'd like to just get a little bit of background about you, John. What's your experience with PPC and how have you done with the company with that?
Yes, actually, I started as an SEO specialist way back 2013, and then I switched into Google Ads and Facebook Ads last 2014 until now. So I've been
Yeah.
working with all kinds of business niches, and also I've been a Google partner for 9 years now. So
Wow, 9 years.
yeah.
That's a long time to be a Google partner, and that's, the biggest advertising platform, so that's amazing. That's how John has been able to deliver such great results for us, and we're going to dive into that. There's some really cool things I want to share with everybody that John has helped us out with, but I want to start and kind of pull back a little bit because maybe not all of our audience understands what PPC is. So there's nobody else better to explain PPC than our PPC expert. John, if you could just say a few words about what is PPC?
PC is like a paid per click advertising. It's instant visibility. If you have a business, you tend to choose to run PPC campaign, then you are on the top of the search result. PPC is a very good way to promote your product, generate leads, to boost your sales, and everything that you want for your business. PPC is the answer for that.
Yeah, and that's no joke. PPC stands for pay per click, as most people know. It's an advertising tool that can really rapidly drive traffic to your website and increase. John has done it time and time again for our company. He has been tremendous in that role, but it has to be done right. It has to be done in the right way. So, like I said, in this episode, we're going to dive into the whole world of PPC advertising and break down everything that you need to get started with such a thing. But first, I want to talk about what we briefly touched on earlier about our success stories. So I'm going to run through a couple of huge successes that John has taken us through and just get his take on those. So the first one is one of the bigger ones, right? We successfully ran branding ads for a client in the health and wellness space, which is a space we do well in, that ultimately landed a $20,000 sale associated with the National Football League, the NFL. Tell me a little bit about that, John, and how that happened.
Yeah, actually, we run a campaign for a business that offers or sells biofeedback devices
Right.
that it actually heals or relax the muscles. And then one we have the company struggles to have sales product because product is too expensive. And then when he reached out to us and told us what's their problem and generating sales, and then we discussed it with our marketing strategist and created a PPC campaign for that business, both Facebook and Google. And yeah, after I think a month in running the ads, we have generated.
Pretty quick, too.
Yes, that's the beauty of PPC. It's an instant delivery. We
Yeah, ranking
generated a
highly
lot of
on Google is so important.
Yep, and we generated a lot of leads for that business. And
Yeah.
some of it converts, and the biggest conversion or leads that we generated is
Yeah.
the NFL.
I mean, that's crazy, right? This was not the biggest company in the world, but it got the attention of a team with the NFL, which is in the States the biggest thing ever. NFL is absolutely huge. So it was a massive win that we attained for a client using proper PPC techniques. So I definitely wanted to touch on that. Another one that was really big is we helped a smaller hot sauce company, which I love hot sauce. It was great working with them. Get over 1,397 separate orders in 4 months. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yep. It's a startup hot sauce company
Mm-hmm.
that, and I really like that guy.
Yeah.
And we started first. We are struggling generating sales for that since we have no direction yet. And after maybe a month, the sales is overwhelming. We we nailed the strategy. We nailed the target audience, and yeah, we have generated more than 1,000 separate orders in just 4 months. So it's a very
Crazy.
successful campaign for us.
And that is through the power of proper PPC branding. And we're going to talk into some tips and tricks about this, but I wanted to let you guys know first the impactful wins that you can get by properly doing PPC. So the last one I'll talk about is just the sheer amount of return on your investment that you can get with proper branding through this service. So we had a company that generated over $26,000 almost from a total ad spend of just $7,344 in 30 days. So I'm not a math guy, but that is like quadruple the amount that you put into your ad spend that you get back in revenue. And that's the type of thing that you can see when you're doing PPC the right way. You can put a certain amount into your ad spend and double, triple, quadruple your returns, right, John?
Yes.
It's truly incredible the amount of wins that we can get using proper PPC. So the next section I'd like to go into is mastering the art of PPC, which John has been doing for well over 10 years now. It's not an easy feat to master, right? You have to know a lot of different things. You have to take a look at the analytics. You have to adjust copy, graphic design, make sure your ads are up to date. But we'll dive into a couple ways to go about that. So we'll start by understanding the basics of PPC. So PPC involves bidding on keywords to display your ads at the top of search engine results pages, which is really important because it captures the attention of the audience. When you search something on Google, you're not going to the third and fourth page of Google. You're rarely, if ever, leaving the first page of Google. So having it as high up as you can is extremely important. The goal of PPC is to maximize your ROI by driving qualified, which is very important, qualified traffic to your website and converting visitors into customers. So, with all that mouthful said, let's dive into what actually makes a successful PPC campaign and some things that you should avoid. And I'll get a lot of insights on you about this, John. So, first thing I'd like to discuss is strategic keyword research. So, this involves, from my perspective, and I'll get yours as well, identifying relevant keywords that your target audience is actually searching for, using tools like Google Keyword Planner to discover high traffic, low competition keywords. So what are some insights on getting good keywords using Google?
Yeah. First, you need to know your services or product, because you just can't jump into the keyword and just add keywords there, any keywords that you want. You need to first look on the top 3 services keywords on your business or your product, and then use that as a baseline on the keyword tool. So you choose those keywords with high monthly volume and low competition, because in that way you can maximize your marketing budget. If you choose a high search volume keyword but the competition is very high, the cost per click of that keyword will be too high also, and it will drain your budget. So
exactly, and so it's about finding the right keyword for your budget range, and that's the real art of it, right? Is because there's certain keywords certain brands can't compete for because there's huge brands out there driving traffic to that one, but there's other ones that you can finagle with and really get good results by using different kinds of keywords. So that's a really excellent point, because keywords are nothing without really good ad copy, right? You work really closely with our copywriters to fine-tune the ads that we put out for our clients. So writing persuasive ad copy that really grabs attention and encourages clicks is absolutely pivotal, right? So one thing that I think about it is like you really need to use strong calls to actions, or CTAs as we call them in the industry, to highlight the benefits that are unique to your service or product, right? It has to be unique to the product. what are a couple things that you would say on creating persuasive ad copy that encourages people to find those keywords?
Actually, there's three parts there. You need to have first, once you figure out your keywords, then those keywords must be used on the ad copies. And the ad,
Right.
yes, because it needs to be consistent. And the third one is the landing page. Those three needs to be consistent and relevant to each other for enable for you to get a high quality ad score. That
Right.
that the higher the score of your ad, the lower the cost per click will be. And the lower the cost per click will be, the lower the cost per lead. And you can like maximize the monthly marketing budget. That's the biggest trick of running a Google ad campaign. Though you need to remember those three keywords, the ad copies, and the landing page should be consistent and relevant to each other.
Exactly. It all feeds into each other, and the better optimized your funnels are with your keywords, your landing page, and your copy, the easier time your customers will have going through the cycle that you want them to, and it will lower your cost of advertising and allow you to put more into it. So it feeds into itself when you have proper ad copies. I love that. That's a great point. And then you brought it up a point before I could even talk about it. Engaging landing pages, right? Create a landing page that is optimized for conversions, which ensures a seamless user experience and clear call to action, CTA, like we said. Because if you have keywords that are completely unrelated to your landing page, people will get confused, right? Yeah, so I think that is absolutely pivotal. The next one is a big one that you will know way more about than me, and that is effective bidding strategies, right? What I know that it involves is choosing the right bidding strategy to maximize your budget and achieve your goals, but you need to consider options like CPC, which is cost per click, and then cost per thousand impressions, which is CPM, and then cost per acquisition, which is CPA. There's so many abbreviations, John. How do I get through these? Explain a little bit about effective bidding strategies, please.
Actually, the bidding strategy is one of the most important factor of running a PPC campaign also. Because you need to, first, let me go back one step backward. First, you need to identify your main objective. Before you dive into creating ads, you need to plan and identify your objective, because it will carry over on your bidding strategy.
Right.
Second, you need to define your target audience. You cannot just run ads serving to everyone. It will drain your budget, so you need to have a defined target audience. And then let's jump to the bidding strategy. If your objective is leads, then you can choose the bidding strategy, maximize conversion or maximize conversion rate.
Right.
That's one of the best automated bidding strategy of Google for lead generation. The next one is website traffic. If your objective is website traffic, you need to choose the maximize clicks. You pay for every click of your ad that goes to your landing page or your website.
It's huge, yeah.
Yeah, the third one is if you are going to promote your brand, or let's say the brand awareness campaign, you need to bid on the impressions and reach. So that's the cost per 1,000 impression you're paying for. Yeah.
And that's huge, right? Like that's so much. And I know that sometimes I'm our resident talker here at BME, but that's why we have you, John, is because you're an absolute expert in this field. There's so many things that go into it that it can almost make your head spin if you're not an expert. So I did want to remind you guys, if you need help with PPC, if you're running Google Ads and something might not be working or you just need a little bit of help, you're more than welcome to hop on a call with me, and I can get you in touch with John, who can explain what's going on. Wherever you're watching the podcast, you can check the description below, and it'll have a link to the contact form. We would love to help you out with PPC. We've been doing it for 18 years as a company. John has been doing it for what seems like a lifetime now, so we would love to help you out with it. Those are a few things that goes into understanding what makes a good PPC branding campaign. You know, strategic keyword research, compelling ad copy, effective bidding strategies. But there is the other side of it, right? Of some common pitfalls to avoid, because these are really easy to fall into when it comes to proper PPC. So let's talk about a couple of things to avoid. The first one is ignoring negative keywords. I feel like you'll have some things to say on this. Negative keywords are essentially words or phrases that you don't want to trigger your ads, helping you target the right audience, because not everything, even though it's a negative keyword, it's not negative for when you're trying to target something else, right? So by adding negative keywords to your campaign, you can reduce irrelevant clicks and improve your ROI, right, John? Explain a little bit about negative keywords.
Yeah, negative keywords is very important. It's as much as important as the keyword, because you don't want your ad showing to those people that are not really searching for your product or businesses.
Right.
Like general keywords like shoes, clothes, let's say if it's a service area business like plumbing, something like that, you don't need to put a single word keyword there, because
Right.
all your ads will pop up to everyone, not even on your target area. So we include negative keywords to filter out those people that are not relevant, or with no search and with no intention of
Right.
buying our product or searching for our product.
Yeah, and that's so important, right? You talked about targeting too, because like you said, that's a good example. We use plumbing, right? If you run a plumbing business, you're not going to want to, and you're in California, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to advertise plumbing services to somebody in New York, halfway across the entire country, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the big thing about PPC, right? Is honing it down, tweaking and optimizing it until it is absolutely as focused as it can be, and you can't do that without negative keywords. So I really love your topic on that. Another one is, and this is so important, as of recording this, we're halfway through December and we're almost into 2025, which blows my mind. Where did the year go? But neglecting mobile optimization, I feel like, is a huge one, right? You have to, in this day and age, in the technological age that we're in, ensure that your ads and landing pages are mobile friendly. Wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah. 80% of the people searching for product and services are using mobiles. So if your
There you
website
go.
or landing page is not a mobile friendly, you can't click the button, you can't read the descriptions of the product, it's no sense. So if you're not mobile friendly, you're out of competition.
And it is a hard cutoff too. That is something we always help. Like if we signed on a new client, John, today, and we pass them to you because they have ads, they're looking to run ads, and they are not optimized for mobile, would that not be one of the first things that you would talk about?
Yeah. We always make sure that before we run campaigns, we are doing a pre-launching test
Yeah.
that checks everything on mobile, on tablet, on desktop, making sure that every resolution or screens are optimized. So the most important there is the mobile, because we have like 80% of the traffic came from mobile devices.
I mean, that is the 80%, guys. Anytime, I mean, think about it. Think about it. Like, anybody that's watching this, think about it. Like, say you're looking to get a bite to eat. Where do you go? You start looking on Google on your phone. Say that I'm a big gamer, so say your controller broke. Oh my gosh, I can't play my video game. That's a big problem. Where are you going to look first? Probably on your phone on Google or on Amazon. And guess what? Amazon is the most highly ranked PPC there is, so it's going to be right up there on top, or Target or Walmart. Though even those large companies still do this type of stuff because it is so important. So don't ever neglect mobile optimization. That is a huge one. And I think you briefly touched on this one, but what I wanted to talk about is forgetting about ad extensions, right? Ad extensions provide additional information about your business, such as site link extensions, call extensions, and even location extensions.
Yeah.
They can really improve your click-through rate from what I understand and overall performance. So what are some thoughts you have on ad extensions?
Yeah, using ad extensions really helps a lot on your ads on results, because if you have those extensions, people can click directly on the extension. Like for example, we have a gym client, fitness gym client right now. So we are running Google Ads campaign for that business, and we added a location extension. And guess what? Every week we have like more than 100 people clicking on the call and the location. They want to search where the business location is located, so they click the find the location. So it's pretty important.
I would say so. You will, if you don't optimize those ad extensions, you're losing free leads. I mean, you just are. Like, people buy into that stuff when it comes to location, call extensions, everything. It's like what we said on landing page optimization and also on mobile optimization. Everything needs to be as honed in as possible to make sure that if there is an opportunity for somebody to buy your product or service, it's as easy as possible for them to go through the motions from ad to landing page to checkout to getting the product and then repeat, right, on every single new customer. And again, guys, if this seems overwhelming, we understand. We understand more than anybody. We've tried and failed and succeeded in so many areas of PPC. It's not just you. It's not just you guys. PPC can be complicated. That's why we have John. John is an absolute expert. He has helped us tremendously in his time here to really hone in these PPC campaigns. All of the wins that we talked about earlier were absolutely not possible without you, John. So hats off to you. But if you guys need help and you want to get in touch with me or John, just click the link below and we'll be able to talk about what business challenges you're experiencing. If you've been doing PPC or if you're new to it, we can provide some educational content. We would love to just help you out because we know that PPC can be complicated. That's why I had Mr. John on here today. So before we wrap up today, I wanted to just briefly go over a couple of the things we talked about and then talk about a couple company wins, because a tradition on this show, John, is at the end of the episode, I just go over a couple of big wins that we have at BME, which I'm sure you're aware of. John's always in the win chat, posting hearts and gifts for everybody. He's a big BME hype man just like me. So a couple of tips that John and I have talked about today is, you want to make sure that you have compelling ad copy. Ensure your landing pages are good. Use effective bidding strategies, and you definitely use your strategic keyword research. Make sure you're honing in and optimizing the keywords that you use. And a couple of things to avoid, again, are don't ignore negative keywords. They can be absolutely crucial in honing in your campaigns. Don't ever neglect mobile optimization because, like John said, 80%, guys, 80% of people are going through mobile, so it's absolutely huge. And then also, you can't forget about ad extensions. Ad extensions will actually, if you forget about them, it can cost you money and it can cost you leads. So make sure that you're paying attention to these things. But with that, I'm going to wrap up today's episode with our weekly wins. So our first win I'd like to talk about is a company I think you briefly mentioned a fitness client we have called Six Packs Gym. We successfully built a strong relationship with this client through collaborative and enthusiastic conversations. So taking a little bit of break from PPC with every single client we work with. John experiences this because he's hand in hand with all of our clients because he does our PPC along with his team. We successfully built a very strong relationship with this client through not only the enthusiastic communication, but collaboration. Every single company that we work with collaborates with us. You are the experts in your field. Whatever product or service that you sell, you're an absolute expert in that. And then we have experts like John in PPC. We've had Ashley on the show before, our copywriter, Kayla in marketing strategy, Gerald in sales. We have tons of episodes with the experts that we have on our team, and we would love to be able to collaborate with you. Another big win that we got was just about the passion that we have for marketing. We have had such tremendous feedback from the clients that we have in our collaborative efforts with them. So it's not to be understated the passion that we have for marketing, PPC, and branding, as well as the companies that we work with. So John, I think that is about our time for today. It has been wonderful to have you on here and to share a little bit about your thoughts about PPC. And with that, I'm going to close up today's episode. Guys, if you ever need to talk to John, let me know. My booking links are always in the description. I can get you in touch with the man himself. He is our local PPC expert. But it was a pleasure to have all of you on, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.